Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. So my name is Anya. I'm from the PwC student recruitment team, and I'm going to be sharing some information around studying for a degree with PwC as part of this session with the ICAW. So what we're going to have a look at today is some information around the degree programme that we offer in accounting, which is a partnership between the university, PwC and the ICAW as well. And I'm going to be sharing some information on different aspects of this, the recruitment process, and also how to go about applying as well. And then I'll pop on to hopefully answer any questions that you've got as well. So, what is the Flying Start programme? So our Flying Start programme is our partnership degree programme with a variety of universities. So hopefully we think it's kind of the best of both worlds. You go to university and you get a degree. You also train to be a chartered accountant alongside this by doing 3 paid placements in our audit businesses within our PwC offices. So you're training to be an accountant as classified by the ICAW, and the placements are with PwC in our offices. So if you're thinking about doing an apprenticeship and becoming an accountant, or going to university and becoming an accountant, this degree kind of gives you a little bit of the best of both worlds in between. So hopefully you'll have some idea about what an accountant does. So audit is a big part of accounting, and at PwC when we talk about accountants we talk about audit. So what is this all about? So you're training to be an accountant and understanding how businesses and the financial world works. So you work with teams from across PwC UK and abroad. So PwC is a really large kind of multinational company. I believe we have offices in about 128 different countries, but don't quote me quite on that one. But this means that you'll be working with teams from PwC across the globe. But not also that, but we work with clients from across the globe as well. And we work really remotely and really virtually as well, especially at the moment. Audit is all about analysing financial records to check errors or even to check for fraud. So what you're looking to do is to produce an opinion on that financial record for either internal or external stakeholders or the management, for example. You visit clients and get to know their businesses. So audit is really fantastic because you are stretched across a wide variety of clients and a wide variety of types of business as well. So this means that if you don't know what kind of sector you want to work in, maybe you're interested in working with charities, but maybe you're also interested in, I don't know, the supermarket or the fresh food industry. Audit is really fantastic because you can work with clients from all these different areas by looking at their business and kind of analysing and working out what's going on within their business as well. So we have a huge number of clients that we work with at PwC. Again, I believe it's around 350,000 or something like that. But again, please don't quote me quite on those numbers. But a huge number of different clients that we work with. And these can be really, really small businesses, or they can be really, really large businesses, and everything in between. You're getting to understand the income, the expenditure, the profits of big brands, like I said, and you're very much leading meetings and client interviews to work out where any anomalies have come up, or to make sure that you've got the right information that you need for your position. So it can be really quite a wide ranging job, and you need lots of different areas of expertise, like your communication skills and your analytical skills, as well as being interested in the financial world as well. So what is our Flying Start accounting programme? This is a quick fact file just to run through some of the top most important information about the programme. So what it is you would be studying accountancy or accounting and business, or accounting, business and finance, depending on the university, at one of the universities. So we have University of Manchester, Nottingham, Newcastle and Henley Business School at Reading that we partner with. So you would go to university and you would study one of these specific programs for 4 years. As part of that program, you would then do 3 paid and integrated placements with PwC throughout your 2nd, 3rd and 4th year. Whilst at university, you would complete 12 of the 15 ACA exams. So this is where the partnership with the ICAEW comes in, as they will help, as they are the ones who set the exams that make up the 12 of the 15. And you'll also gain your BSc, so you'll gain your degree in accounting, accounting business and finance, again, depending on the specific university. The entry requirements, they differ per university. They can be between 3 A's and 2 A's and a B. And the application process is to apply via UCAS. So that's your kind of fact file. Your universities are Manchester, Nottingham, Reading and Newcastle that you could attend doing one of the programmes in accounting, business or finance there. And just to break that down a little bit further and give you an idea of which degree you would be studying at each university. I've also popped on here for you the UCAS codes. So this is how you would apply for the programme. So you would need to apply for this specific programme directly. You couldn't just apply to the University of Manchester accounting programme. You'd need to apply for the business accounting with industrial professional experience. And that is the programme that's associated with our Flying Start programme. Please do check the university website as well as UCAS for the entry requirements, and all of the universities will have widening participation programs as well that mean if you don't quite meet the grades that you might be under consideration still, so please do check with that specific university. Unfortunately, if you're thinking about studying accounting at a different university that we don't offer the programme at, we can't unfortunately offer you the Flying Start programme, but there are other programmes that you could join following university. But if you want to do the Flying Start, the partnership, then you need to be through one of these 4. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what the programme looks like, why we call it the best of both worlds is because you get the traditional university experience and you also get to earn while you learn. So your paid placements are taking part during your term time, allowing you to keep your university holidays, which is possibly part of the reason that students go to university in the first place. So looking at the years, so first year you would be a full-time university student, and you wouldn't be any different from a student who is studying, say, at Manchester, studying the accounting programme rather than our specific programme. We would come up to visit you several times on campus and start doing some professional skills training with you and helping support you into your first placement. In your second year, you'd complete your first placement in your second term, basically, so between around January to around March time, and exactly the same with your third year. In fourth year, you complete a slightly longer placement across the 2 university terms, and you take on a lot more responsibility within the business as well. And if you graduate with a 2-1 or above, we would pretty much guarantee you a role as long as your performance has been good throughout your programme, and you continue your career with PwC. You will have noticed that you do 12 of the 15 exams, which means that once you graduate, you will need to do those final 3 exams and your final hours commitment towards the ICAEW qualification as well. And that would take you approximately a year. So the reason we call it Flying Start is because you're getting there a little bit quicker. You're getting your career off to a flying start. Hopefully in 5 years, you'll be qualified as a chartered accountant, as opposed to the usual 6 if you go through a 3-year university degree and then spend 3 years at a company on a graduate training program. So yeah, just getting there a little bit faster, which is a really fantastic program if you know that you want to be an accountant. As I said, you are doing the 12 of the 15 ICAEW exams, and this slide just shows you which ones, and you complete around 220 days of your technical work experience that's required. So it's around 450 days that you would need to fully qualify, and you'd complete just around half of that as part of the degree, and the rest of those would be made up following your graduation onto the graduate scheme. In terms of the application process, you would first submit your application through UCAS, and this would be considered by the university. The university would look at your grades and look at your personal statement and consider this, and then make you an offer for their university programme. At that point, you'd then be passed over to PwC and you'd complete a series of online application processes, and then come to an assessment centre with us as well. If you were successful through this process, we would then make you an offer for the Flying Start programme. And on results day, you then would confirm your offer with us and come and join our programme. If you were unsuccessful throughout the PwC recruitment process, the university would still make you an offer for the kind of sister programme in pure accounting at their university. So if we go back through the slides quickly, if you were going to apply to the University of Newcastle to do business, accounting and finance on our Flying Start programme, and you were unsuccessful at the assessment centre, you'd be made an offer to go for the University of Nottingham's accounting programme that's not related to us. So you're not giving up a space on your UCAS form. If you're not successful through our application process, you will get offered a sister programme if you're successful with your application to the university. You can also apply for more than one Flying Start programme at the same time if you would like to, and you're very welcome to put all 4 down if you really want to, and kind of quadruple your chances of getting onto one of the programmes. And you can also put the programme as either your firm or your insurance choice. We won't specify which one you need to do. In terms of our application process, the application form is super simple. I'm just asking for your background and your education history. The online assessments are some online psychometric tests that take the form of a situational judgment test and a game-based assessment. We then ask you to do a video interview where we ask questions about your motivations and the university that you've applied for as well. And then the final stage is an assessment centre. Just to note that we are currently reviewing it in the light of COVID, and we potentially, it is subject to change. So do check our website if you are looking to submit an application. So a little bit of just a kind of fact file to finish off, and the questioning, is this the right programme for you? So we are a leading employer in many rankings across both the accounting and the technology sectors, both at a graduate and undergraduate and a school and college leaver level as well. You earn a salary while you learn, so your placements are paid from PwC, and it does also allow you to have that university holiday. So it gives you that guarantee of work experience and that guarantee of also a graduate job afterwards if you are successful through the programme. This means you don't need to put any applications in for internships or insight weeks or anything like that where you're at uni, because you've already got that experience with us. You get your qualifications, so you're studying towards the ACA, ICAW qualification, as well as your accounting degree, and also then obviously your graduate job, as I've mentioned. You are doing an awful lot of workplace learning, so you'll spend your placement seeing how your subject actually works in practice at PwC and working on real client projects. You're not just kind of making the tea or making the coffee, you're actually really getting into the project and working on real life client projects as well. Whilst you're on placement, the university won't ask you to complete any work, and whilst you're at university, we won't ask you to complete any work. So it is very much separate in that respect. You do get a lot of support as well. So you get buddies in the office, you've got mentors and career coaches, you've also got your peer network, and you've also got the university academic support team as well. So you're not completely cut off from the university while on placement. They will check in with you and make sure that it's all working well for you, but you've got those 2 very definite support pools for you. And if you're after the university lifestyle, you can definitely still get the full university experience, enjoy your time as a student, do Freshers Week, and take part in all the activities that go along with that as well. So if this is of interest to you, what would I suggest doing? So have a look at the universities, have a look at the courses that interest you. Think about when the application deadlines are. So the application deadline would be the UCAS deadline, and it would need to go on your UCAS form. So talk to your teachers about submitting it as part of that. Have a look at our upcoming virtual events. So we are running something called PwC's Virtual Classroom, which I very much recommend signing up to. You can find it on our website, and it will give you a little bit of an insight into what we are, who we are, sorry, and what we do on a daily basis. Have a think about preparing, think about what the application process will include. We have our employability hub, which is at the top of the page there. And again, you can access through our website. You can have a go at some of the different online assessments that you'll be taking place in. And think about how best to prepare and how best to practice as well using this. And do talk to your teachers, your parents, and other members of staff as well. So thank you very much for listening. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to pop on and to answer some of your questions.